I'm Lindsay and I'm the dyer of Sprinkled Fibers.
I'm Marci and I'm her mom.
And here are some highlights since the last time we saw you. Okay, so today we're doing things a little bit differently, and today is gonna be all about Advent. So if you can't tell, we're wearing very like Christmassy sweaters because we're gonna be talking to you guys about our Advent kits, as well as taking you on like a little tour of our past few Advents we've done, because this year is our 5th Advent that we're doing.
Wow.
So, yeah. Okay, so let's start with our first Advent, which was in 2020, and the theme for that was just kind of like Sparkle Advent, because we do all of our Advents on Sparkle Minis. So
and the full skein is on a sparkle fingering base to go with whatever you're going to make with the minis. And so that year was our first year. In fact, how old were you in 2020?
I think 16.
So she was 16,
Yeah, 16.
A sophomore in high school?
Yeah.
And so we decided, let's venture. She had already been dyeing for about
15 or 16.
Okay, you were 15 or 16. How many years had you been dyeing? You started when you were 12 or 13?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so she had already been dyeing maybe 3 or 4 years. And when I say dyeing, I'm talking, this girl does not do what other hand dyers do. So other hand dyers, they take a big tray, they lay out the skeins of wool, and it's undyed, and usually it's superwash or whatever base they use. It can be mohair, whatever. And so they lay that all out, maybe like 4 or 5 skeins of it, and then they pour on the dye and pour on, another dye, and then flip it and do different things to it. And so in one tray they've made, of the same color, they've made maybe 4 or 5 skeins. She does 1 skein at a time. So when you get a hand dyed kit, or just even a 1 skein from her, 1 skein at a time, she is dipping that, dyeing it, cooking it. She does a whole process with it, and with that, she sprinkles it. So everything that she does is 1 at a time. So for her to venture into Advents that year, it was a big deal, because she was in high school and we took on the adventure of making Advent kits. So this is a picture of the announcement, and what we did is we just decided, let's just make it a sparkle theme. And then the next picture is a picture of the actual Advent. So as you can see, she made all those different colors 1 at a time for, she thinks about 20 people we did the first year. And I feel like it was more than that, because I can picture all the skeins. We actually wound every skein, and because at the time, this is a funny story, we didn't have minis. So what she did is she made full skeins that year, and then we wound them off of the full skeins into little minis. And so it was so much work. We had to divide a full skein into 4 sections after it was dyed. So she dyed it, we dried it, and then we put it on a winder, and then we rationed off, a 1/4 of it, skeined that up, or wound that up into a ball, then the next section, then the next section, and we did that for all 24 colors. And she thinks we did about 20. I feel like we did more than that, but we'll have to look and see. I think I have it written down somewhere, because we tried to keep a list of who bought that year. Then the next picture is a picture of what she made with it. Okay, so this is what she made. This is the color melt shawl. And tell us about it, Lindsay.
Yeah. So this is fingering weight held double, and it's a super simple shawl to make, and it's great with showcasing fades. So this one is super fun. If you're a beginner to like intermediate knitter, this is a great pattern to do for Advent. And what's great is when you hold things double, it's so much easier to fade it better. And then it also has this really cute like lace and
kind of
bobble edge to it. Yeah, so this was my 2020 Advent. I started with yellow, and then these are just like all of the classic like sprinkled fibers colors.
Yeah, so pretty. And tell us, why is it easier to fade when you hold it doubled? What do you mean by that?
So it's easier to fade when you're holding it double because you start off by holding 2 strings of the same color, and then eventually you cut one of those strings and add in another color. So then you're holding 1 string from each color, and then eventually you'll cut off that first color and then just hold 2 strings from the second color together, and so on. So it just makes it look a lot nicer, and it makes the colors transition better, especially if it's not like dyed to be a fade.
Right. Yeah, that's a nice way to fade and transition the colors without having that, you know how sometimes
without
people
it being
will fade
striped,
and there'll be like a really defined line where they dropped in the new color. Another way to fade, and I'm going to show you these because they happen to be right here. Lindsay made these fades. Let's see. Let me try to. Okay, you got it. So she just made these for the lapoof. And that is another great way to fade if you actually have a fade. So she dyes them so that they will be a really nice fade. So you don't have to do that when she makes you a fade. You don't have to worry about dropping one and then picking up the next, you know, and doubling it or anything like that. You can just, from the start of your project to the end of your project, just keep going with the different colors that she's made for you, and they'll fade super nice. So awesome. Okay, so with that first Advent, we got on a roll of having a little progress keeper, and that year Amanda from Little Bitty Delights, she made the cutest little progress keeper, and here's a picture of it right here. And then we also had a few other little surprises in there. So some cozy things to keep you warm and enjoy your holiday season. And that's really what our Advents, we try to make sure that what would we like, or what would we use, or what would be fun that maybe we didn't think about getting for ourselves for the holiday season. And so it's just fun. We have so much fun putting these together, and we love to now we're more of a theme. Before we kind of just did winter and sparkle, and now the last 2 years we've had a theme. So that made it really fun to try to find things that would go in that. All right, on to the next year.
Okay, moving on. So our next year was 2021, and this was the colors of that year. So this year, again, we kind of just did like a sparkle winter theme, and we again did sparkle fingering weight minis.
So for 2021, we did a better job of taking some pictures. So we took pictures along the way as we opened the Advent each day, and we do that now. So when you get your Advent, be ready for a lot of pictures on our Instagram. We like to show each day. And this year we're gonna try something new. Vlogmas! Woo! I'm so excited to do Vlogmas. So I'm excited and scared. We're very busy. I work full-time as a speech pathologist. She does, you know, college, modeling, the yarn business, everything. We also have her sister, a 15-year-old, who is very active and busy as well. So it's gonna be busy, and she doesn't really like to be on the videos. So for those of you that are wondering where she is, she's not very camera happy. So she She doesn't like to smile for the camera very much. So she does, just a little plug for her, she helps edit everything. And she does a really great job as long as you just give her guidance, because she is not a knitter. So she knows what all of this is. She helps Lindsay dye, and then she helps us package, and then she's the person that we get to the post office, and she helps us, you know, deliver it. And so, and then she's also great about, you know, looking things up, names of patterns and things like that. But one thing she does not do is she does not knit, and she does not like to go on camera. So anyways, so that was 2021, and you want to show what you made with it?
So with 2021, I made the outline shawl by Hedgehog fibers, and this one's more of like a scarf style, I would say. So I started with at this end. So this year I started with corals and pinks. Yeah, so this pattern's kind of like a chevron feather and fan pattern.
Go slow through this.
So this, then it faded into the blue, and then the green, and then the purple, and then I went into different shades of pink, and then eventually I ended with this periwinkle, and then this teal, and then gray speckle.
Pretty.
So yeah, this one I held single ply.
You probably should have held it double. It wouldn't have been so long.
Yeah.
This I can't even wear this, because if I do, I mean, I have worn it once or twice, doubled and then twisted around, but I'm only 5'2", and this thing would drag on the ground if I held it just like a regular scarf. So
for this one I held it single ply, and the way you fade single ply is you just basically stripe it. So it probably, yeah, would have been better if I held it double. Okay, like right here, you can kind of see the striping, and that's when I striped in the different colors. But luckily for this advent, I dyed it definitely like in a fade order, so it faded pretty well.
Awesome. Okay, so moving right along, we have Advent 2022, and that year we actually went with a theme. So we had a Christmas cookie theme, and that was fun because then we tried to make Advent that year a more warm, kind of a warmer tone, and which was a new adventure for us because we're not really the warmer tone kind of, I guess, color aesthetic. And so it was fun. We added some tans, and we tried to make it kind of a little more like what Christmas cookies would be, you know, like a little bit of the cookie with some pretty pastels for the frostings. So here is the picture of the announcement of our Advent. And then here are some pictures of the actual Advent yarn. That year the fade was beautiful. I loved this fade. It was so transitional, like seamless transitional. It was just really, really pretty. It was very pastel with a few pops. And here's what Lindsay made that year.
Okay, so this is the Undertones shawl by Hedgehog Fibers, and this I held single ply. So this one actually definitely took me the longest to make. It was a long process, but this was the start. So this was like day one. I started with this white, and then we kind of went into these like peachy pink and tan. So this was like kind of like our new color scheme that we did. We added in these browns, and then from there it faded into the rest of the colors.
Which are gorgeous. I love those. That transition is so pretty. Yeah, really pretty. And hold this up close so they can really see those, the yarn and the speckles and everything. Okay, good. Beautiful. Okay, and then moving right along to last year. So 2023, we had the theme of shiny bright ornaments. So we wanted to do, you know, we don't want you to get bored with our Advent, and so the year before was kind of pastel and really soft and kind of like what a Christmas cookie, you know, like the soft tone Christmas cookie would be. And so then the next year, which was last year, we decided to go really bold. So here's the announcement. And then as you can see, we tried to make it really fun. Christmas ornaments are always shiny and bright, and so it worked out perfect because everything's on our sparkle base. Here are some pictures of the Advent itself, and it was such a beautiful Advent. It didn't, I would say this one didn't fade as, it wasn't as transitional. And she did that intentionally because some people don't want so many colors that are very similar. You know, when you do a fade, you kind of have to really slowly transition those colors. And some people like to use the Advent not for something that fades, but they like to use it for color work or to make a shawl, and they want it to be really just bright and fun. They don't want it to necessarily be, you know, 3 shades of pink as it fades into the next color. And so maybe, do you want to show them what you made with that?
So this is the Bubble Cowl by West Knits. And this one was super fun to make. I've never made a cowl out of my Advent before, but I held this one double. So this one's super interesting. You basically knit it in the round. So this is like, how do you explain this?
It's a tube.
It's a tube, yeah, that's what it is.
And then show them where you seamed it.
And then you seam it at the very end. So that's the seam. So I started from, which end did I start? I started from here. So this was day 1 at the top. And then these were the colors. So a lot of fun and bright colors. And I think it faded pretty well still.
Yeah.
And then I kind of ended right there. Right there. So,
and then maybe put that one on, because some people wonder how you wear that because it is such a big cowl. But I mean, I think it's so cute on. She made it really fun colors that year. So we thought, what's better than a West Knits for really fun pops?
And this went by way pretty fast. I was able to get this done.
I think you made that in like a month. And this one, on the other hand, I want to say you finished it in like August. So she started it in the new year, that year in 2022, and it took her a good 8 months to make. But, you know, she gets in little kind of like spurts of like, I want to knit as much as I can, and then other times she's like, I'm just so busy I can't even picture like sitting down and knitting. So I think that year was a little bit busier for you, where last year you were able to sit down and just really enjoy it. So awesome. So let's talk about this coming year. So we haven't shown this yet on Instagram. Or, and one thing that we say is that we're going to start showing you everything here first. So if you are able to, try to watch our videos as soon as possible, because a lot of the information is going to be first announced here, and then we'll head over to Instagram. So for the 2024 Advent, do you want to tell them about the theme?
Yes. So this year our theme is gingerbread.
Yay!
So we were really into gingerbread, just like themed things last year. We have like a ton of gingerbread mugs, and just like we had little gingerbread houses like all over our house. So we thought that would be a fun theme to do, and also kind of a new color to incorporate.
I don't know if you remember, but in her fall shrug fade, which is this, my favorite color in that whole thing was the gingerbread color. And so I started in on her early that year. She had already dyed her Advent for 2023. But I started in early last year and I said, can we please have some of that gingerbread color in our next Advent, because I love it. It's not our normal colors. It's not, you know, unicorn, which is kind of what most people consider our colors, but it's, I think it will work well. And of course, she will magically transform it into something that's, you know, unicorn and fun and bright. And actually, I think you said you're going to do mostly pastels with it, and then incorporate a lot of the gingerbread tones in each skein. So I'm excited. So it's not going to be dark. One thing that we don't want you to worry about is it's still going to be sprinkled fibers. Mm-hmm. So with each Advent, you'll get 24 minis, and they're on a sparkle base. Mm-hmm. One full skein, and it'll coordinate with your Advent. Yeah. Fade. And it's going to be a fade. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, because I think, has every year been a fade? Kind of. Yeah. She's really good at fading, and, you know, it's hard for us not to fade. So, and then something exciting this year, two new surprises in each box. So one of them you're going to be wearing, and this surprise, we want you to open it right away before Advent starts so that you can wear it throughout December. So we're excited. She's already designed it. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen it made up yet, but it's in the works. And so that is something that we're going to need your size for. So tell us your size that you would wear for a t-shirt. Okay. And then another thing that we're going to have as a little surprise in each box is Lily, Lindsay's younger sister, is venturing into candle making. So she has already researched everything, and she wants to make beautiful candles for you guys. So she's getting all the supplies ready. She's looked at a lot of videos to find out the best way to make them not just smell great, but look good, and then also, you know, have a nice burning time. So she's really excited about that. So the candles are going to also be included in your box. And then something really exciting, and I'll let her explain it to you herself.
Morning, Lindsay. Morning, Marci. It's Beth and Luna here, coming to you from a really pretty beach in Bermuda. I know you like beaches, so we thought we would record for you from this really spectacular spot. Luna and I are hugging the shoreline because dogs aren't really supposed to be on beaches at this time of year, so we're not on the beach, we're in the bushes beside the beach for you. Anyways, we are so excited. I'm so excited for the Advent scarf design, or shawl I should say, design. I'm knitting it and enjoying every stitch. It's basically all designed. I've got to write it down, and I can't wait for it to come to you guys. And while we're just entering spring now and summer, I'm still super excited for December when everyone gets to knit it up. And yeah, so it's a simple but fun design, traveling stitches, triangular shaped, designed to work with your beautiful colors, and a fade. So it's fingering weight held double, so you get that perfect fade that Sprinkled Fibers is so known for, and a little bit of interest to keep your, to keep you going, and to keep you inspired, but nothing too difficult. So super appropriate for beginner knitters as well as advanced knitters. The one last little bit I haven't finalized is the border, but I think there's going to be a little lace. So I think it's going to be traveling stitches, the little lace on the edge, perfect for your fades and all your wonderful colors, and really fun. So I'm going to sign off and keep on our morning walk. Excuse me for being a little bit sweaty. It's warming up. So summer and spring, well, spring is definitely here. Summer is on its way. So Enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, so we're back and we changed into our Ode to Beth Macdonald Stone sweaters. So I have made, the last 2 years I've made something with both Lindsay's Advent. I've used her colors, not all of them from that year. Yeah, anything that was left over she would give me, and she made a lot of little extras, and so I was able to use those. And then I would also take some of the minis from Chelsea Luxe. So Christina is a beautiful dyer from New Jersey, in Red Bank, New Jersey, and she also, we do a little trade every year, and so it's so fun. This year, I'm sorry, this sweater I made with her 2022 Advent, and then Lindsay's as well. And then this was the year of the 2023 Advents. So you can kind of see we do a lot of colors that work well together. I would say Christina's colors maybe are a little on the warmer side, and so that mixed with the colors that Lindsay makes, which are usually more on the I'd say cooler and then also brighter side, it just makes a really great mix. I love them together. So I have fun every year, and both of these are by Beth Macdonald Stone. Yes. So this is her Color Play Pullover, and I don't know if you can see, but it's like little puff sleeves and a cute little collar, and then I just did, you know, random striping throughout. And I love this sweater. It's so, I held it double, the fingering weight double for it, because it does call for DK weight. And then Lindsay's wearing the Boxy Blue, also by Beth Macdonald Stone.
And this one's held with mohair. So it's held double with mohair. So it has like a little bit of a fuzzy feel.
Yeah, it's so pretty. And then it has the split hem. So it has a split hem, if you can see.
Over here, I see.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I think I see a string. And then also with this one, her version, Beth's version, and that's one of the reasons why I love Beth is she talks about how she wants you to take her design and make it yours. So you do any modifications you want. She just loves to see all the different creativity everybody has. And so with this one, I wanted it to be really big and boxy, kind of like a big tunic almost. On Lindsay, it doesn't look as tunic-y because she's so tall, but because Lindsay's so tall, but on me, it's kind of like down to my thighs. So, and I wanted it to kind of be a boxy tunic style. So, and so we are super excited to be working with Beth. I've been emailing her back and forth about the design, and she is, I mean, she's wonderful to work with. She's so creative. She has a background in interior design, and so I think that works in so well with all of her designs, because she really can see a vision and know where it's going to take her, and it's beautiful. If you haven't had a chance, definitely hop on to her YouTube channel. She has beautiful videos. She's only been YouTubing, I think, for maybe, it's been less than a year, I think, because I've watched all of them, and I think there's maybe like 7 months worth, and maybe she does 1 or 2 a month. And it's beautiful. It's not just her design work, but it's also a little glimpse into life in Bermuda, which is really interesting, because island life is definitely different than the mainland. So it's very tropical there. She has to be careful with how it's really humid, and then also she has to be careful with, because it's humid, then you know, she can't make too heavy of knits, and so she keeps them nice and light and then classic, and she does a lot of classic colors as well. So it was exciting because we didn't know that someone like Beth, who really, I would say, knits with a lot of classic and neutrals, she was a fan of Lindsay's dyeing. So we were so excited to find out about that. And it's different for her, but she's also really, Beth is just like on the cutting edge of design. So she wants to venture into some unique colors that Lindsay has dyed before. So.
Okay, so here are some details regarding our advent for 2024. So between like May 1st to May 11th, so pretty soon, we'll be messaging everyone who purchased an advent in 2023 to see if they would like to repurchase for 2024. We wanted to give like first priority to previous customers who already bought one. So that we'll be doing that at the beginning of May. If you didn't buy one last year and you're thinking about getting one this year, May 18th, that's when it'll be open to everyone, and we'll be putting your name on a list. So May 18th, you can message us at Sprinkled Fibers on Instagram, and we're going to be making a lot this year, so hopefully everyone who wants one will be able to get their hands on one. Hopefully.
Every year she's sold out of the advents, and last year she sold out. And so if everyone buys one that bought one last year, she's still gonna make a few extra. But you know, I would say that there's gonna be a few that decide maybe to try a different brand and you know, try a different advent, and we understand that, and we encourage you to, you know, try different small businesses because it's really fun. Advent season is so much fun. So you'll open up a mini every day, and then at the end of the day we'll hopefully have uploaded our video for that day, and we're going to try to keep that up through the whole season. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to have 24 little videos, and then kind of like a Merry Christmas at the end. So
it is better to message us sooner than later because they do sell out pretty quick, and we will be asking for a full payment. So that'll be happening on May 18th if you didn't buy one last year. Okay, and then also when we message you this year, or if you're gonna buy one this year, we will be needing your shirt size, so make sure we'll be asking you for that. Usually we ship them by November 1st, the beginning of November, but we're giving ourselves a little leeway just in case.
If life happens.
Okay, thank you so much for watching today's video all about Advent.
Woo!
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment if you have any questions, or you can DM us at Sprinkled Fibers. And until then, we will see you all next time.
Yay!
Bye!
Is one at a time. So for her to venture into Advents that year as a sophomore in high school,